The first hashtag strategy that you need to be implementing on Instagram right now to go viral is 1 to 2 hashtags. Now, the reason that you want to use 1 to 2 hashtags is because way too many of you are putting way too many hashtags. You're putting 10, 20, 30 hashtags, and it actually ruins Instagram's ability to see what audience they should be pushing your content to. You see, the reason that Instagram uses hashtags is to determine who they should actually be pushing your content to. So if you use too little of them, aka use none of them, they have no idea who to push your content to. And if you use too many of them, which I'm going to share with you later on in this video, exactly how many you can use, and it's going to be the reason that it completely dilutes Instagram's ability to actually push out your content. And for a lot of you, this is why you're not getting views right now. But in addition to that, there are 2 other practices that you need to be implementing right now, which are going to be the best hashtag strategies to be using. In fact, the last hashtag strategy that I share with you in this video is by far the best one that you need to be using. So please make sure you stick around for it. But before we can dive into that, I need you to smash that subscribe button. If you want to grow quicker on Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube, I literally upload a video about how to grow on these platforms every single day. In addition to that, I created a free Instagram growth course. You can get the link in the pinned comment below. It's going to share with you things like the best time to be posting on Instagram right now, because that has also changed for 2023 and it could be a factor as to why you're not getting views. So please go to the link in the pinned comment below, get into it right now. It is 100% free. What are you waiting for? Now, before I can tell you the other 2 hashtag strategies that you need to make sure you're implementing, I need to make sure that you're actually choosing the right hashtags, because just using 1 or 2 hashtags or the hashtag strategies I share with you later, it's not enough. You also need to make sure that you're choosing the right hashtags for your niche, because if you're not, it's going to be the reason that you're not getting more followers or more views. In fact, this creator just implemented these hashtag strategies, gained over 10,000 followers in just a few weeks, and this creator gained over 70,000 followers in less than 30 days, and the same thing can happen to you. So when it comes to the hashtags, what you need to be doing is focusing on the quality of the hashtags that you're choosing. You need to be choosing hashtags that are actually relevant to whatever you're posting about, and they need to have a lot of reach behind them. Way too many creators right now, especially small creators, are listening to bad advice, and essentially what you're doing is creating your own hashtag or trying to use small hashtags in order to rank for it. That's one of the worst things that you could possibly do. What you need to be doing is going after the big hashtags for 2 reasons. 1, they have the most audience behind them. So what does this mean? It means that Instagram knows that if you use hashtag fitness, well then that's a huge fitness audience, and that's who you're trying to reach. On top of that, these large hashtags, a lot of people follow them. For example, you might be following the Cavapoo hashtag. You might be following hashtag Ferrari, or whatever the case is. And essentially what's going to end up happening is when creators use that, 2 things are going to happen. 1, the reel is going to get pushed to that audience, or the second thing is that those people that follow those hashtags actually see posts from under those hashtags on their feed and on their explore page. So what does this mean? It means that you're going to increase your reach by actually using those larger hashtags. Don't worry about ranking for hashtags right now. That is an Instagram strategy that worked 2 or 3 years ago. It doesn't work anymore today, so I would not be focusing on it. Instead, you need to make sure that you're using the second hashtag strategy, which is going to be using 5 to 6 hashtags. You heard that right. The first one, 1 to 2 hashtags. The second, 5 to 6 hashtags, and there's still one more that is the best hashtag strategy if you want to go viral right now, especially as a small account. But before we can get into that, I need to make sure that you are not making the mistakes that I see so many creators making right now on Instagram. And part of that is not posting Instagram Reels. So many of you are still not posting Reels, and you need to understand something. It is easier to grow on Instagram right now than it ever has been before. You heard that right. Easier now than it ever has been before. I know. You have friends, you have competitors that blew up in 2022. There's a bigger opportunity to blow up on Instagram in 2023 because Instagram is moving more towards a model of TikTok and of YouTube Shorts, where there's unlimited amount of reach so long as you're choosing the right topic, using the right hashtags, posting at the right time, and actually serving your audience. There's an unlimited amount of reach that you could get. But if you want to be able to tap into that, you need to make sure that you're not making these mistakes. The first mistake that I see small creators making, and you probably might have made this mistake either currently or you're making it in the past, is putting your hashtags in the comment section. Do not do this. Not only do you look like an absolute moron, but it is not helping. Instagram is not doing that. If that were the case, you would literally be able to hire a bot that would then go comment a bunch of hashtags or a bunch of keywords into your comment section. It doesn't work like that. Instagram does not care about that. Instagram cares about the amount of watch time that you get for a specific audience. So what you need to be doing is using relevant hashtags, use them in the right section, and then you'll get a high amount of watch time on a post, and Instagram will push your content out to more people that look like the people that have interacted with that hashtag in the past. The second thing, way too many of you are using no hashtags. Do not use no hashtags. It is not helping you. I know. You had one post do well that had no hashtags on it. Stop doing that, Timmy. I'm telling you, it is not helping you grow. In fact, it's holding you back, because if you were able to have that video do really well and it did have hashtags on it, it would have increased the amount of reach that you're getting. Another mistake that I see so many creators making, too many hashtags. Do not use 20 hashtags. Do not use 30 hashtags. I'm gonna share with you in just a second the best hashtag strategy that makes the most posts go viral, and I can assure you it's no more than 15 hashtags. Now, no, I'm not saying it is 15 hashtags. I'm just saying it's no more than 15 hashtags. So please do not be loading up all the hashtags like that, because like I shared with you earlier in this video, that is gonna ruin Instagram's ability to actually push out your content, because they're not gonna know who to push it to. There's gonna be 30 different signals they're receiving. Imagine if you were trying to talk to somebody on the phone and you had 30 people talking in the background. You wouldn't be able to focus, right? The Instagram algorithm, same exact way. It wants to be able to focus. Essentially, the way that the Instagram algorithm works is it's going to push your content out. People are going to interact with it. Ideally, they're going to watch the whole piece of content, and then they're going to use what is called a lookalike algorithm. They're going to look at that person and say, hey, this is this person's attributes. They're this age, this is where they are, this is what they've watched before in the past, and then they're going to find more people that look like that. I know, you probably think that you're incredibly unique. When it comes to social media, probably not that unique, especially if you see posts that get 1 million views, 10 million views, 100,000 views. That means that you're like those other 100,000, million, 10 million people, or at least you have the same interests as them. So that's how the hashtags actually work, and you need to make sure that you understand this, because if we're able to reverse engineer this, it's what's going to make you successful. A few other things that I need to make sure that you're not doing: please do not be deleting posts on Instagram. It's one of the worst things you could possibly be doing right now. Second, you need to make sure that you're consistent. Instagram is giving out more delayed explosions than they ever have been before to small accounts if you're being consistent on Instagram, and I see so many of you not being consistent, and it's one of the biggest reasons that you're failing to grow right now. And then the final mistake that I see so many creators making is that they're putting hashtags either before their description or randomly throughout their description. You should not be writing a description and then randomly put a hashtag in there. The hashtags need to come at the end of the description. That is it. Not in the comment section, not before the description, not in the middle of the description, just at the end of the description. That is all you have to do with hashtags. And this brings me to the final hashtag strategy I needed to share with you, which is using 10 to 12 hashtags. But I do want to warn you, just focusing on hashtags alone, it's not going to help you get more followers on Instagram. And if you want to get guaranteed followers on Instagram, you need to go to the link in the description of this video, because I'm going to get you into my mentorship program where I guarantee that you get more Instagram followers in the next 30 days. There are limited spots available, but essentially what's going to happen, I'm going to tell you exactly what to post, what hashtags to use, what time to post, and I'm going to critique your content for 30 days to guarantee that you grow on Instagram. Best of all, if you don't grow after the 30 days is over, you're going to get your money back, 0 questions asked. The creators that go through this program on average gain tens of thousands of followers, and nobody has gone through the program and not gained at least 3,000 followers. If you want to get more followers on Instagram, guaranteed this is your opportunity, but you need to act now because there are limited spots available. So what are you waiting for? Go to the link in the description right now, get signed up. You have absolutely nothing to lose. On top of that, if you're not interested, watch the next 2 videos I put up on the screen, because they're the videos that YouTube thinks you should watch next. Thank you so much for watching.